I'm so glad you found your way to me today. You are about to start the Switch It Up Challenge. Now, I'm going to explain to you what the Switch It Up Challenge is and why you want to do it, how it can quickly aid your brain to shift out of a lower vibe mood into a higher vibe mood. This is Renee Thomas with DIY Mental Boost. Okay, are you ready? So why is it that you want to do this simple Switch It Up Challenge? Let me explain to you the science behind why you want to do it. Understand that your brain will produce only the feelings that you assign things in your life. So if you're in a low vibe mood now, that mood is basically that now it's something that is happening daily for you, okay? Then that is because whatever it is that you're doing every day is allowing for that mood to stay. Now, by doing a little switch up in your daily routine, it's going to allow your brain to do something different that is going to allow it to get out and lift from the mood. As long as you keep doing everything the same, the brain is going to continue to produce the same feeling. Do you understand? Does that make sense? And so when you do that little change, it helps. Now, I designed the Switch Up Challenge to be something you can do over several days in a row, but each of the things are short. The most is like 15 minutes, and the littlest can be like done in a minute or two, but you decide and choose which one that you have time to do for that day. That is going to allow your brain to kind of be focused for an extended period of time. It's going to look forward to doing something different every day. And this is going to just naturally aid the brain to start to shift. You don't have to force your brain to shift. You don't have to sit there and talk about wanting to feel better or needing to feel better or anything like that. You just have to check off one of the ones that you want to do for the day. Do the easiest ones, the hardest ones, whatever you think is easy or hard. All of them are very simple that anyone can do in most cases. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to do that switch up challenge. And then you're going to check in on your mood at the end, however that may be. I think there could be like 15 or 20 things, depending on which one you get. So it could be 15 to 20 days, but you're going to notice at the end of that, your mood, instead of staying at the level that you're at right now that you don't want, it will have lifted. You will notice that not to be as intense, and you will notice that maybe it's not coming every day like it was. Okay, so this is Renee Thomas with DIY Mental Boost. We're actually about doing subconscious programming, understanding your brain. Now, if you want to do something heavy duty and you wanted to do it fast, for those who are interested, hey, let's just knock this out, I want this done now, you'll do the Date Your Brain series and then do the 7-day brain rewire session. That is actually going straight to the subconscious and making changes that are in real time that you see. This, what I'm doing for you now, is just an easy self-care for anyone to do, especially, let's say you're already in a good mood. That's great. Well, let's say you're wanting new things to come into your life, but you're not quite sure what they are or what it is. Do this Switch It Up Challenge. This is going to create things that you're doing that cause things to change. What they are going to be, I don't know, but they're always good. So you change a little change, opens your eyes to things. So that's why on this challenge, I have 2 check marks, or 2 marks you can do. You could do a check mark, or you can do an X. And one is to say that you did it, and the other one is to say, hey, I kind of like that. Maybe I might start to implement that in my life all the time. So it also could create a new habit for you that you didn't think that you would enjoy. And then you do it. It's not to create habits that you don't enjoy. So if you've checked out and say, hey, I like that, I want to do it, then now you have something to work on. Now your brain is always growing, and it's going to love the fact that now you're giving it something to do differently. You have to understand, your brain is your garden, and you are the gardener. You actually need to cultivate it and aid it. You can't just leave it doing nothing without putting your hands in, because it will grow lots of weeds, or it will grow lots of flowers. Depends on your programs that you may have developed over time. And so by going in, you consciously now as an adult, going in and weeding out the programs that maybe you didn't like, that were instilled for you as a child, or you're always doing, but you don't know why. This is the easiest, simplest way to get started on doing self-care for your mind, so that instead of something happening and your mind goes, oh, it always does this and it takes me, 3 months to go through it. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that anymore. So any pattern that you have, thoughts or behaviors that you don't want anymore, you can change that. Here at DIY Mental Boost, we're helping you to see that you can do your own self-help for your own self. You can actually take hold of what is going on in your head and help it to stay in the vibe that you want. You are the gardener. Up until now, you've been letting the garden do whatever it wants outside. And then someone's coming along and say, hey, you know what? If you pull this, if you do this, you'll have a lovely little garden with a lot of things that are actually making your day beautiful. It is the things that we have in our garden that are weeds that we have not known how to eradicate. They're just like, well, they've always just been there. There's nothing I can do but, just work around them. No. Your brain is remarkable. It is designed to be not only habitual, which is to make your life easy, but it's designed to be reprogrammable. You're able to mold it and make it do whatever it is that you want. Okay, so how does this challenge work? You're just going to print out the sheet, download it, print it out, and just have it on your refrigerator or have it at work. And it has a little thing that you check mark if you liked it or if you want to do it again. So it could be something simple like waking up early 15 minutes or going to bed early 15 minutes. And if you did it, then you check mark it. It could be finding a penny outside, keeping your eye out for a penny or a dime that you see. It could be something as easy as stretching before you get up or stretching before you leave for the day. So it's just little things that you can just switch it up and do quickly if you want. Or if you like that stretch for 5 minutes, do the stretch for 10 minutes. But you just do it one time a day. So a lot of times people get into challenges and self-care and it's something they have to repetitiously try to get this done and that done. And it gets a little overwhelming because you're trying to make a big change out of something that has been consistent in your life. And then it gets overwhelming. Then you never really want to do many different things. So this challenge is just meant to, you look at the list, find something you like and do it. Some of it takes like 10, 30 seconds. Some of it takes longer and you can choose to do whichever one you want. And then when you're done with the list, you're going to check in and see how you're feeling. You will notice that change. Okay. This is easy self-help. Anyone can do. Okay, you can even do this with your children and be teaching them as you're doing it, or do it solo, or get a buddy. Okay, self-help for the mind is the difference between struggling in life and thriving through life. And it's not about making all situations perfect, but it's about your brain always telling you it can manage and handle anything. Because struggle comes from when the brain is telling you this is hopeless, this is too much, I'm too tired, it's too crazy, he's too annoying, she's too this, okay? That is where struggle comes from. But when your brain is telling you, okay, this is happening, okay, this is what we can do, this is what I can't do, this is manageable, and it'll always just be telling you positive messages. The habit has been, we've dealt with negative messages for our whole entire life. We think it's normal that we keep having those pop in, telling us that we're not good, we're not doing enough, that we need to do more. That is a habit. So you're going to gently guide your brain to be your number one supporter. Because the society that we live in now, they have made it that you have to force someone else to be your supporter. And you get annoyed if someone, they weren't kind enough. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. They're making me mad. This and this and this and this. And we get so irritated because we haven't learned to do it for ourselves first. So we definitely love any support that we get from others. But are we going to get resentful if they're not giving it to the way that we want? And that is what you have to decide. Do I want to learn how to be my number one supporter, my number one comforter, so that I'm always in a good place? And then when other people give things to me of their time or their words, that I just appreciate them instead of saying, that's not what I needed. You're making me mad. You're not supporting me enough. I'm trying to do this and you didn't. See, if you become that to you, then you'll just appreciate whatever. When you get that from others, you just always appreciate it. And when you don't get it from others, it will not alter your mood or your motivation. to be productive and happy. So self-care helps you to easily make life, instead of always like this, struggling up and down because it's based on whether or not your outside is being what you want. When your inside is your supporter, your comfort, the outside part always stays small, manageable. But when you don't have it within you, it's when it gets big, because you're relying on others to fix that. And then you're getting even mad when they're not fixing it. But ask yourself, if you can't even do it for yourself, why are you getting mad at someone else for not doing it? That's a big question to ask yourself. Why are you getting mad at others for not doing what you can't do yourself? So first of all, learn to do it for yourself. And then when you know how to do it and you're doing it to others, and when they're maybe taking it to a level that you're like, hey, this is not good, you can actually sit there and say, hey, this is not the way to treat somebody, especially me. And you will not be upset or unmotivated, but you'll be able to say, hey, this is not where this needs to be with us. And you'll be able to do it in a healthy way, okay? But when we don't be our own supporters, we do it in a nasty, gnarly way that ends up things making worse. Be your own supporter first, your own comforter first. And I guarantee you, who you need to be there for you will be there, because that's the way it works. You have to be for you. When you're trying to seek other people to be what you need, that's why you're frustrated, because we cannot control other people. Okay? So once you take care of you, you'll be amazed at the people in your life who will be exactly who you are, in their giving way, in their comforting way. Okay? And then you will not be blaming others for not doing what you need, that you cannot even do for yourself. It's a big question to ask yourself. This is Renee Thomas with DIY Mental Boost. We're all about showing how amazing you already are and empowering you so that you can have as much success in your life you want, as many great relationships in your life you want, and to be able to navigate through anything.